Hi all, welcome to this section on ISPF Primary Option Menu screen. Once you have logged to your mainframe system, this is the first screen which you will see. At the top, you can see that these are action bars, and in the middle you have the option, and at the bottom we have these function keys. Before we go further, let me tell you one thing that we have discussed about these options in detail in further sections. But before we move further, let us see what are files and what are folders. So you can see that this is a file, right? And this is a folder. And inside this folder, we have further files. That is member 1 and member 2. So in mainframe system, PDS is like a folder. Inside this PDS, you can see there are a lot of other members. And in mainframe, PS is like a file. So this is like a PS. So just think PS like a file and PDS like a folder. Okay. Now, how we can create PS and PDS file? So there is a utility called option 3. We have to go to this option 3 and here we have option to create a file. Okay. So if you go here, it gives you can give option A to allocate a file. So A is to create a file. Now let's come back by giving F3 in your keyboard, and here you can see that option 4 is used to print or display the files. So if you want to see which all files you have, so just give option 4, and if you want to see the files which are allocated with your user ID, you can just give your user ID here, that is mateks dot star. This is the user ID which system admin has given to me. So I'll just give mateks dot star. So it gives me all these files which are allocated under my user ID. See, I have given this file as mateks.test.ps. So this is a PS file. So you can just open it. Just give V for view. You can give B for browse and E for edit. So just want to see the content of this file. So just give V, give enter, and you can see that this is an empty file. If you want to edit this file, you have to come back. You have to give here E to edit, and you can edit this file also. Here you have to give I, and you just give like this is a PS file. Let's save it. Let's come back by pressing F3 in your keyboard, and here you can see that this is a PDS. So since this is like a folder, that means we should have few members inside this particular folder. So let's try to open this. I'll just give E to edit, and you can see that I have two members present inside this particular folder. So this is how PS and PDS files looks like. Now let's come back to our primary option menu. At top we have action bars. Now action bars are important when you try to perform another function without having to end the present activity. So what I mean is, if I am performing any action on a particular file, for example, let me try to open a file. Now either I can give 3 and then 4 to check the file, or from this ISPF primary option menu I can give directly 3.4. So it is similar to 3 and then giving 4 again. So here let me come and open a file. So let me open a particular file. So I have opened this file by giving E, and now since you know that I have opened this file in edit mode, so what I want is I want to open a new file from here, but once I have performed all the operation in the new file, I want the control to come back to this particular file. So what I can do is, at this time we can use this action bar. So here, if you see here, we have lot of options like file, then edit, then we have settings, we have menus, and we have utilities, compilers, and so on. So let's go to utilities for an example. So 2 is for dataset, and here you can see that I can give A to allocate new dataset, C for catalog, R for rename, D for delete. And these all information I can do from this particular option. Now, if I just give F3, you'll see that the control came back to the option from where we started. So in this way, if you try to use action bar, it will be helpful if you don't want to mess up with your current operation. That means you want to perform any function and you don't want to end the present activity also. So let's come back again. Just give F3 in your keyboard, and I'll just come back again to this ISPF primary option menu. And the next one we have is these function keys. So these function keys are important because it will save your time. For example, if you want to exit, so you don't have to give here exit command, right? So instead of that, what you can give is you have F3 defined for exit. So you just press F3 in your keyboard and you'll come back, right? So these all keys, they are called as function keys and they are defined under keys. You can see that if you just give keys in the option, you will see all these keys listed. So you can see that F1 is defined for help, F2 is defined for split, F3 is defined for exit, F4 is defined for swap. Now, if I want to change this, I can do it easily. For example, I don't want swap for F4 key. So what I'll do is I'll just delete the swap from here and I'll just put swap here. So now when I press F6, it will swap the session. Now I have to delete this also, and I'll just delete this also, and here I'll just define swap as short as it was previously, and here also. And once I have done the changes here, I'll go to file and I'll just give enter from my keyboard, and you'll see the option like 1 or 2. 1 is for cancel, 2 is for save and exit. So since I want to save my changes, so I'll just give 2 and give enter, and you can see that now key list is saved. Now again, if you go to keys, you'll see that swap is for F6, right? So if I have two screens open, now this is one screen and just I want to create another screen, so I'll just give start here. So here you can see that I have two screens. This is one screen and this is one screen. Now I want to go to the other screen. So there are two options. One, I can give swap here, give enter. So you can see that I have come to this particular screen, and again if I give swap, I'll come to this particular screen. Now instead of giving swap, what I can do is, so in the command line here, I'll just give F6, and you can see that I have swapped the sessions.